Let me talk to you. How y'all doing? This is I Like That Book is up on you now. My name is Charleroi Crawford, and I want to talk to y'all. Okay? All right? Cool. You want me to love you, but you don't love me now. Why should I give my heart to you? We gonna shut that motor down. I've been searching for you for a long time now, but you've left my heart's vision. Now you want me to stay in your life. That won't happen again. No, you said no. I said no. Can't blame you. No. That's right. I like that book. Read a book this week. A little bit of last week as well. It was called The Glass Hotel, and it was by Emily St. John Mandel. Did I say that right? It's a strange read. It was a strange read, and you can tell that even though I think when I clicked on the book, it was under mystery. All books have mystery when you think about it. Suspense, some thrill, some romance, some horror, you know, little adventure, whatever. But I wouldn't categorize this as a mystery. It kind of read like a literary novel, to be honest. It made you feel like you was in a dream. And I'm not talking about just because a lot of the plot was disconnected. It was all over the place. This story was all over the place. I'm talking more of a sense that, like I say, it puts you in a dream. It's a lot of philosophical and just ideological scenes here. You know, a lot of people just in their own head, thinking about the mistakes that they made, thinking about why they were put in the situation that they're in, confronting ghosts and the mistakes and things like that are past. It tackles a few different characters. I thought the main character should have had more point of views, more scenes, and at the moral of the story, I believe The Glass Hotel, it talks about all of us have things that we try to hide, or we try to keep secret, or we try to put band-aids on in this life. But like they say, anything that's done in darkness will come to the light. One of the big motifs is somebody had etched something in the glass, right, with an acid marker, and that kind of like get the story going and things like that. Well, people can see in and they can write something on our glass that might tear us up or whatever. That might make us want to change who we are, or confront the deeper parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of or disappointed in, that we want more out of, right? Meaning, if we're living a certain type of way and we know that we can do better, we must do better, and we're not. Somebody confronting that glass is something that can catapult that to happening. You going and being a better person, because just because we know people can see us or can look through us, if they don't say nothing to us, if they don't write some horrifying message on our glass, right, then we can stay in this kind of predicament, in this kind of life that we set ourselves in. There are some good nuggets. I'll be honest, there's some good nuggets. But even though the premise of my channel is to go into a novel and see, even though it's fictional characters, what can I take from these characters while having fun that I can add to my life and make it better. Cool. That's not what novels should be about, though, right? That's not what novels is in the market to do. We can go get self-help books for that. We can watch a sermon for that. We read novels to be entertained, to escape. And with this book, even though there's an escapism factor going on, I didn't think it was quite entertaining. It wasn't. It really wasn't. It was very, very slow. Very, very slow. Like I said, it reads as if you're in a dream. Hell, even a lot of these characters see ghosts. that slows stuff down, because they're not running from them. They're trying to confront what that ghost being their means, right? And of course, it's perspective. And a lot of these characters, I feel like they know they made mistakes, so they're apologizing for the mistake that they made. But regardless of who the person that you are, we can always be better. We can always be better. And I think that this book tackles that pretty much head on with every single one of the characters. There's a lot of remorse in this book. People, like I say, doing the woe is me. But I do wish there were more faster parts. The disconnectedness of the plot kind of took me out of the story many times. I almost put this book down, right? I did a video a few days ago where I read that book in one day. It took me a while to do this. The characters, I think they were well-rounded. I just think that the motivation for this story was kind of anticlimactic. Somebody writes something on the glass, I don't give a damn. We clean it off, we move on. Anticlimactic-ism. I just wanted to keep it that literary read. Like, okay, I don't care about the thriller parts of it. Just be a mainstream book. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, not mainstream, more general fiction. Be a general fiction. To each his own. And I like the reflection, or the reflectism. What's all this isms today? I like the reflecting that a lot of these characters were forced to do. But their issues was issues that they had to deal with. You know, why I was put in this life. Why did I go the way that I went? Why didn't it go like this for me? And, and things like that. Like, it is what it is. You can learn a few things from it. But the disconnectedness, like I said, pretty much took me out of this story. To each his own. If you like them books that read kind of slow, but you can get through it quick, whatever that means, you'd enjoy this book. It reads like a literary novel, right? There's things that you can apply to your life that can potentially become a classic, you know what I mean? But I was just confused by the genre. I still am. I don't know if you can tell by my face and my stupid looks and things like that. But overall, I'm always glad when I read a book, I finish a book. So it definitely have some kind of it factor to get me to not DNF it and things like that. But you know what I mean, like I say, to each his own. You guys might enjoy it. Vincent is a bartender at the Hotel Cayette, a 5-star lodging on the northernmost tip of Vancouver Island. On the night she meets Jonathan Alcadis, a hooded figure scrawls a message on the lobby's glass wall. Why don't you swallow broken glass? High above Manhattan, a greater crime is committed. Alcadis' billion-dollar business is really nothing more than a game of smoke and mirrors. When his scheme collapses, it obliterates countless fortunes and devastates lives. Vincent, who had been posing as Jonathan's wife, walks away into the night. Years later, a victim of the fraud is hired to investigate a strange occurrence. A woman has seemingly vanished from the deck of a container ship between ports of call. It says rife with unexpected beauty. I do agree with that. The Glass Hotel is a captivating portrait of greed and guilt, love and delusion, ghosts and unintended consequences, and the infinite ways we search for meaning in our lives. And it says compulsively readable. Sure, a lot of that is true. Like I said, it do read like a literary novel, so it's gonna be unexpected beauty. But you read it and you click on it and it says mystery. You expect to hear a mystery foremost. But the problem that I run into is when they say compulsively readable. That's just me. I didn't really want to compulsively read this book, but you might. But the point is, I thought the main character, Vincent, she was interesting. I would have liked to dig into her character arc tenfold. Make her the POV character all the time if we could. I understand that with this kind of story, like I say, it talks about guilt and greed and the consequences that can come from a lot of that and the meaning of life. So with this billion-dollar scheme and the victims that come from that, and people got to find this woman who's been gone or lost or disappeared from the container ship. Okay, we need other POVs. But again, with a novel like this, with what I felt was a motivation with a lot of these characters that I didn't really care about. It kind of like drew me out of the story, and I kind of wanted it kind of thrown me out of the story, and I kind of wanted to stay with Vincent. She was interesting. She was all kind of, you know, damaged and things like that. And one thing that I liked about Vincent was she was ashamed in herself for taking the easy route. You know what I mean? Maybe she didn't say it like that, but let me see. So I'll say it like this: Vincent hated that she chose the easy route when she know that she could have had that other choice of respecting the struggle, going through the struggle, so that in that process she's learning who she is. Because a lot of times when we take those easy routes is because we're just going with emotions. When we know who ourselves are, when we know who we are, we're going to go and do what's best for us, and kind of not going against what our very DNA is. We're not just going to go with it because it's easy. So I felt like, okay, boom, let's go into that character a lot more. Let's focus on one, because there was a lot of people who had a lot of internal issues and things like that, and flaws or wounds and things like that they did, you know what I mean, just explore, and that was cool, but it was just too much. Let's get into some takeaways. When you harbor resentment for someone, is it that person's fault that they don't have the same issues as you, right? When we hold grudges, right, or when we have a resentment towards somebody, right, it's bitter. It's like it's on fire for years, right? That you hold this grudge, you resent someone. Is it because they done something, or is it because of what you got going on they don't have going on, right? Kind of like a jealousy thing. And I'm not saying that to be judgy and things like that. I'm saying that to be human, right? To be relatable with you if you're going through that. It's good to acknowledge if what I just said rings true. It's good, because like I said, it's relatable, it's human. But let's not take it out on that person. Let them be. Let it go. Let it go for them. Did they hurt you? They didn't hurt you. Okay. Maybe their father or their mother or whatever did it. They didn't do it. It's a character in here, Vincent's brother. He kind of goes through that with Vincent, because Vincent, you know, kind of grew up with her parents and things like that, and he didn't. I think that was kind of the basis of his resentment to her. But real love was kind of blocked, you know what I mean, from him being able to love her fully because of that resentment. It wasn't her fault. A lot of things that he had issues with. So just something that I noticed. Anyone can look like they have it going on, but be right on the cusp of being a tragic figure, you know. That's not a bad thing either. It's not a bad thing. My point is, before you go being jealous of someone, or wanting to be like the Joneses, or being like that person, or feeling down on yourself because they looking damn good on Twitter and on Instagram, right? Just know that they're human. And like I say in the Bible, ain't nobody getting out of this earth without trials and tribulations. Some worse than others. But don't be too quick to see them as a god or whatever, because they could be very, very close to you pitying them that fast, that quick. And that's another thing that goes on in this story. I was doing the glass hotel, but it can wait. How's it going? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's kind of a funny one, right? Usually when we come to the end of the year, this is true for us. But I guess my question is, and the takeaway that I got from one of the characters is, are you, are we waiting on a new year or a new century in order for us to change, right? In order for us to make that change. Come on now. Come on. I know I'm preaching to the choir. How many people say, okay, it's 10 more days of March? You know, for example, I'm going to wait until April to get my stuff together. When you think about it, it's a lazy and procrastinated mind that we have in general, right? Our brain does stuff to protect us. Why go out there and work out when it's going to put our body in distress? Our mind is going to trick us to sit right here. But Just like procrastination kicks in like 1 or 2 seconds, right? When you know you should do something, you got about, what they say, 1 to 5 seconds before negativity kicks in. Well, if you waiting 10 damn days, then you lost. So one of the characters was mentioning that, and they were talking about 1999 and the end of the year and things like that, and how everybody was, you know, just wanted 2000 to come because everybody was, you know, scared shitless because of Y2K or whatnot. But I mean, I'm a adherer. I am an adherer of the Bible, and it says that, you know what I mean, not even the angels know. They closer to God. So it's so funny when I hear doomsdayer and the shit hit the fanners and things like that, the preppers doing all these videos to scare us and stuff like that, and oh, okay, the lights finna go out, the nuclear war is coming, here comes Satan and things like that. Change now. Probably got three more generations. You, your kids, and your kids' kids. Start today. Why not? That was a takeaway from last time. But my point is on this one is, don't wait for a new age for you to get your stuff together, because it might not come, you might not make it there, or you might not follow through when it gets here. It's something to think about. Instead of thinking of it one way, think of it this way. Are you waiting for something to come into your life for it to happen, right? It's like when people say, I want success, I need success. Well, are you going to get it, or are you waiting to knock on your door? Just a flip-flop thing, just a little flip-flop thing. Going off of the first takeaway, who are you jealous of? And if you are jealous, are you aware that if it becomes obsessive, it can morph into envy? Just a question. Are you prepared for the consequences, right? It's like some of the OGs, some of the gangsters on the block. They grown. You can't tell them how to live their life. You just can't. Are they aware, though, that living this kind of life is going to bring other gangsters, right? What A-Verb say? You's a wankster. You ain't no gangster until you do some gangster shit to some gangsters. The point of that is, I don't know what the point of that is. That was just a fire-ass line. Go A-Verb. The point is this. What was my point? I got a damn fire line into my head. These damn battle rappers, and I done lost all track of time. Is it 2021? Let me see here. What was my point? What the hell was my point? Bam, there it was. Just be aware that, you know what I mean, a certain vice can morph into, you know what I mean, an abomination in a sense, you know what I mean. You do not want to turn jealousy into envy. Damn him. Damn her. Whoever the hell they are. Damn them. Damn them. I guarantee you whatever they put in their mouth won't come out of your body as feces. So what the hell? Forget them. You understand what I'm saying? You got it going on your damn self. Show the world who you are. Show the world who you are. Because jealousy is, oh man, you know what I mean? I wish I had what they had. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's cool. Envy is, I want to be him. How do you be somebody? You take that person off the earth. And then again, my one takeaway in my last video is, boom, you don't know what you could do in this life. Don't never say never. You can do something heinous, or you can be a saint. We don't know what's gonna happen the next day from now. We don't. I thought another takeaway was alternate realities. Two characters, Vincent, who I thought should be the main character and the main focus, which he kind of is, but need more scenes, need more time with her. And Alcadis, who was the billionaire who had this smoke and mirrors business. Once he got caught up, of course, everybody wanted, oh, what was me? Forgive me. Here's all this remorse. But the point is, even he started thinking of this alternate reality, this sort of counter life, as I think his POV called it, where, and I wonder if, was it Charles Darwin? Somebody mentioned that, the parallel universe, right? I'm a truck driver now. I went to school for business. What if there's an alternate universe where I'm actually a successful investment banker and I didn't get tired of the 9 to 5? It's fascinating, man, because that topic right there being broached is much more deep than a takeaway on this channel. It's just much more deep. Like, for example, like, God knows we have free will, But what if one person free will discover him or discover his face or does something, and he put an end to that one, and then he lets us live out this one because, or whatever the case may be. Like, it just makes you think, oh man, if I didn't go down this road, if I didn't take that left, if I just kept straight, if I didn't go at all, man, like, it's fascinating to think. And because we are pretty much immortal people, I think, right? Because of our souls and our spirits, and we're just in a physical limitation right here. It's possible. It could be possible that we sitting somewhere and watching this life. We're just watching it back. Maybe we're asleep. Man, open up all kinds of thinking right there. Oh man, like this one right here is good. Like Vincent's auntie, I believe, she gave her a camera, and she said this: the lens of the camera can function as a shield between you and the world, right? And I think her main thing was shield. Vincent had recently gone through a traumatic experience in her life, right, with her family. I'm not gonna spoil nothing. And her aunt gave her this and said, look, just use this as an escape, right? A shield. The lens, use the lens to shield you from the world. And I wonder what, you know what I mean, what my shield is. Maybe it's audiobooks, whatever I got going on. Maybe I had something going on when I read that audiobook all day. Maybe I needed to be in a different world, a different space. And if I wasn't, maybe I would have done something wrong. I would have made a mistake, or I would have said something very, very hurtful to someone, or whatever the case may be. Man, it's good to have a shield, You can use your Bible. I'm pointing over here. Y'all don't see nothing, but my Bible is over here. But what's your shield? What's your shield? Be a person of hobbies. Be a person of interests, passions, shields. And this last one is the deepest to me, I think. And again, it's just, it floats. Keyword, floats all throughout this book. And it is this: be careful, because we will more than likely see our bad ghosts more than our good ghosts. And it's just like, I mean, good ghosts could be like family members that we loved in the past. Bad ghosts is, you know, that thing that you feel guilty about. That's going to come up way more often. And so we're going to get haunted and things like that. So why conjure up more and more bad ghosts and things like that? And I thought that was prevalent because, you know what I mean, maybe Vincent saw some good ghosts. Maybe she was the only one that saw a good ghost or whatever. But a lot of the other people, nope. So be careful how you let something haunt you, because regardless of anything, I believe that we in our predicament because of ourselves. We have the life that we deserve. For the most part, we put ourselves in the predicament that we're in. But a lot of times we can be born into it, or, you know, a messed up situation can put us there. But for the most part, we put ourselves in a lot of these situations. But again, man, you can learn a lot from this book. I just wanted to be more entertaining and to focus on a certain character. That might just be reader selfish. The author had things to say. I think they said it perfectly the way that they needed to say it, and I got something out of it, even if it was one thing. And it ended up being over 5 takeaways here. It's a good book. It was a good book. It was a good read. To each his own, like I said, and there are different tastes that you will have. And the characters that I read in The Glass Hotel, they were not fake. They were real. They were 3D. And I thought about a lot of the things that they went through in order to survive, right? That's very, very powerful. Try to survive. But then if you can take it up a level and then thrive, oh man, you're doing what you're supposed to do as a human and trying to be the best person you can be. But Miss Mandel, you're a wonderful author. I would like to read more of your books, of course. This one right here, I'm going to give a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Again, that's just a personal taste right there. I wasn't as entertained, but I did learn a few things, and I like when I get to do that. Shout out to everybody who read this book. A lot of people won't be able to get through this book, to be honest. It's like one of those things where you sit around in group discussions and talk about the implications and a lot of the things that you can learn from in this book. You know what I mean? Everything ain't always fun, but again, you read a novel to be entertained. And I thank y'all so much for reading for viewing the channel. I hope y'all enjoyed the book. Maybe a little bit better than me, but regardless, I'm proud that I read the book. And things of these natures. And so, I'm that way. So peace. Charleroi is out. And now it's time to say goodbye. Won't you please come back and say hi?